Alright, we're back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, live to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling on the GSMC Sports Network. So make sure you guys smash that like and subscribe button to the show. And make sure you guys check frequently, check out some videos. I publish wrestling videos throughout the week. And so we can talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling. All right, so without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, we're gonna talk about Samantha Irvin dropping a new single. Obviously, she's been off of WWE for quite some time to pursue her musical career. She claimed in an interview that she kind of, one of those things where she kind of felt like she got like stuck. They're like, hey, can you do this? And then something just like fits like a shoe. But I thought it was pretty great. It feels like she left WWE unexpectedly. You saw her fiance Ricochet, whose talent was wasted in WWE. So you can't really blame Ricochet for, wanting a different opportunity at, in AEW. But it's just crazy how somebody that talented, she never wanted to be a ring announcer. She wanted to be a manager or a wrestling superstar herself. She was spotted backstage at AEW Dynamite last week. I feel like if she would, maybe Tony will give her a shot as a wrestler. Why not? In a women's division that I feel like it'd be perfect for her. You kind of need she can work as a rising star in the women's division that needs to be, kind of refurbished. A division that since Mercedes Moné in her dominant debut, even according to fans, they kind of seen a ripple in the AEW women's division. Maybe this being a nice little, fresh hot take on that. Mercedes Moné, obviously, she gets the big matches and, she gets all the TV time, all the money, and, of course, all the gold. And would Samantha ever contend with the women's division on AEW right now? It doesn't really seem likely, but she could definitely give it a shot. You have, the CMLL, you have Ring of Honor, you have New Japan Professional Wrestling, and then AEW, obviously. You can definitely start small. You start fresh. I feel like right now Ricochet, he's not being a part of the Hurt Business just yet, but maybe he comes out as this like singles like entity, and maybe he needs a manager, and maybe that's where Samantha Irvin will, ultimately come in to kind of, protect her husband at all cost. Help him win, kind of like what Stephanie McMahon did with during the Triple H, McMahon Helmsley era and stuff like that. That would be an interesting storyline. That would be pretty damn interesting. But seeing her within the wrestling ring again would be pretty badass. Her music career was basically the ultimate decision why she left. Also the traveling issues and stuff like that with with her family is always it's always hard for wrestlers. It's crazy. Irving recently sat with Jordan Mendoza of the USA Today. And she feeling like her music career slipped through her fingers because of her commitment to ring announcing. And you can create a lot of animosity. You have a lot of built up what's the right word? Oh god, I can't think of it right now. You kind of have built up anger because you didn't get to accomplish something you could have based on I gotta have a job. Right now this works. She could definitely, regret ever taking that decision of being an announcer. But, I definitely thought she did a pretty damn good job at it. And, she had this to say. She said, and I quote, "People stopped calling me for singing gigs. And now they're asking me just to announce everything." She was like, "Oh, no, I took it too far." And she did, but I feel like she was awesome at it. Irving guarantees that she will be back in professional wrestling. She said this, my wrestling career has barely begun. It'll be a complete waste of time. I agree with that. That of all I've done so far, not to continue the story. I kind of like how she said that. And she was like, I got to finish my story. Kind of alluding to the, Cody Rhodes and finishing the story. I feel like that was pretty badass. And like I mentioned before, Irving could definitely be an asset to Tony Khan. Partnership with Ted Turner. She can be, she can be an actor. She could definitely be an actor right now. Hip hop and R&B stars, they're not just but focused on their musical career. They make their jump into features. They're in the entertainment industry. Doing shows, and you see, Sexy Red on on WWE Monday Night Raw. Sometimes you see Rihanna in movies, Beyonce as well. You have a lot of possibilities that she could definitely do in terms of, with the partnership with Ted Turner. You have the NBA. She could possibly be, maybe, I don't know, but she says she doesn't want to announce. So, yeah, I would see like an NBA, like sideline announcer, NFL, Major League Baseball. They'd be pretty badass. But, yeah, her Valentine's Day release, she's released Make Me. Her first musical release since 2020. Classic R&B vibe. I gotta be honest, I had to give it a listen. I gave it a nice little preview. I love the rhyme. I love the repetition of it. But it does kind of sound, I'm not trying to be a jerk, and to be honest, you shouldn't, but I'm not a huge hip hop and R&B. I do, if it has the right little smooth message to it, I like it. I just don't like nonsense, techno, like, just the like beat, like, I'm just kidding. Moving on. But it kind of seems a little early times, and I see what she's trying to ultimately kind of emulate. I see like a nice little style of like Mariah Carey, kind of like a young, Whitney Houston kind of thing. You get the vibe, you get the mojo going, and then like I said, a lot of the rhyming's good. The lyrics seem like it could be a little repetitive, but sometimes that could be a good thing. I feel like right now hip hop and R&B, and I know I might get a lot of scrutiny about this. I feel like right now it's kind of dead, not like dead. Because I feel like hip hop right now, you have like I said, Beyonce. You have well, not really. Well, you kind of have Beyonce right now. You have Ice Spice, Sexy Red, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, whatever. And then back then, you kind of had like Mary J. Blige. You had Mariah Carey. You had all these amazing R&B singers that not a lot of people kind of appreciate nowadays. I feel like it's ultimately kind of too elegant for this generation of music. And I'm not trying to sound mean whatsoever. Definitely not trying to sound, not trying to sound mean. I feel like ultimately right now in this day and age, what people look up to in terms of, what you want an entertainer to be. I feel like right now they want women with like, they want them to have this like, this attitude and, like an attitude era of the hip hop and R&B. But no, and it's good. It's all great. But the attitude in the music, where you will look up hip hop and R&B today. Like look up rap stars and stuff like that. Go ahead and type in Spotify. Like let me hear a playlist of some rap. Like things that are very popular during this day and age, during this generational dive in terms of music. I feel like it's not. I don't know. I just don't feel like it's the perfect. It's not really. How do I say this without sounding mean? Damn it. I feel like R&B right now, the way she wants to sing it, it has too much soul. I guess you could say it has too much soul. It's too elegant for people who, I feel like right now this generation doesn't appreciate it. I definitely could be wrong. Like I said, I could be wrong, but obviously this is my opinion, 1,010%. And I feel like she could take off her music career, but like Solamente, like relying on it, I'm not trying to downplay the talent or anything like that. I think she's gifted. I think she's amazing. But right now, the musical career, like it's hard to make it in music, man. It's hard. It's really, really hard. Like you have all of this. You have all this. You have you have the face to do it. You have the personality. Obviously she has a beautiful voice. But sometimes, everything can click, but, sometimes the car won't start, And, getting into something like R&B, like smooth music, I listened to her single today, the Make Me. And, I liked it. I thought it was cool. But I ultimately feel like maybe it's a little bit too elegant, too slow for this day and age of, of Gen Zers. I'm just kidding. No, I don't want to be that guy. But would be interesting to see Samantha come back to professional wrestling, and maybe we will get a revamp of hip hop and R&B. Maybe it just takes one person to start that R&B revolution. It is going to be Samantha Irvin. Well, I hope so. That'd be pretty cool. All right, moving on to our fifth and final segment. We're going to talk about Women's Evolution 2 in the making. We're going to talk about that when we come back. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage. Join me here in about 20 seconds. So hey, do not go anywhere.